Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday, y'all. I'm still out for training, as you know, but these things happen, right? Right. So let's get back to some business. All right, so we got one more video, one more set of assignments. Today, Thursday, February 3rd, we're going to start with our journal. This journal says each year, a contest is held that requires participants to devise protection for an egg so that it can be dropped from a height without breaking. Describe the design you would use to protect the egg. Folks have seen this before. Maybe some of you have done this with Mr. Bowling. Maybe some of you are getting ready to do this with Mr. Bowling, but it's one of his favorite projects to do every year. Talk about, describe, tell me some details about what you would do to protect your egg and keep it from breaking if it had to drop from the roof. What kind of a container, what kind of packaging would you put it in to keep it from breaking? All right. One paragraph is 5 to 8 sentences. Those sentences start with a capital letter. Hold down the shift button and then type your letter. That's how you get a capital letter. They end with a period or question mark or exclamation point. 5 to 8 of them. Let's go. Chop, chop. Pause the video while you write that, then come back. And I'll be talking about our other pages. In fact, there we go. All right. Get that off the screen. Let me get that off the screen. Let me get this on my screen. Okay. So we again have a word bank with our A words. A Y, usually at the end of the word. A I, usually in the middle of the word. Paintbrush ain't gonna do me any good. So we have play with AY at the end of the word. Snail with AI in the middle of the word. Okay. A brush is used to what? What do you use a brush for? To play, to gray, snail, runway, trail, paint, clay, or brain. What do you use a brush for? To paint. Very good. You use your what to think. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to underline that. I'm not going to cross it out. I'm not going to script. Well, I guess I can. Yeah, I'll do that. You use your what to think. Use your noggin to figure out which one of these words is your thinking parts. A blank has a shell to keep it safe. What kind of an animal has a shell that keeps it safe? I'll leave that up there so you can look at it. People act out a blank on the stage. Lots of drama there. Number 5, a plane lands on a long. It's not brain. If a plane lands on your brain, you got problems. So, yeah, an airplane lands on a long. This thing. It's also a long word. That gives you a hint. You can shape things out of blank. What would you sculpt and shape with? Again, hopefully not brain, otherwise you're going to jail. That's gross. A snail, hey, we know that word, makes a blank out of slime. Have you ever watched them travel across something? They leave a pathway of slime wherever they've been. Yeah. The sky is this color when it rains. All right. Today's dictation is a sentence. Okay? I'm going to read one sentence. It's not a very long sentence, but I'm going to read it out loud. I need you to write that sentence on this line right here on the bottom. The sentence is, she will paint the tray. She will paint the tray. Thinking like a tray for TV dinners, or something to carry stuff out on. If you wanted to look all fancy and stuff, you can paint it different colors, tie-dye if you want to. You can paint a picture on there. But whatever it is, she will paint the tray. If you need to hear it again, just back up the video 10 seconds, okay? I'm moving on. We got word study. I know it's your favorite. We're back to our Greek roots again, where photo means light, as in photograph. Graph is like a picture or to write, so it's drawing with light. Auto means self. Automobile is self-propelled. It moves on its own, moves by itself. Biology is life. Bio is life. Biology is the study of life. There we go. So underline the Greek root in each word. Okay? Just the part that we see over here under the roots. Underline that part in each word. Then circle the best meaning for that word. So, like, if I'm looking at biographer, observe photo, auto, bio. I see bio right here. Boop. So I'm going to underline bio. Biography. He's a writer of a life story, a follower, or a kind person. First off, what does bio mean? It means life. So life has to be somewhere in my definition, right? Writer of a life story. Follower doesn't mention life, and kind person doesn't mention life. I'm going with that one. Photogenic. Where's my root word? Photo. So that's something to do with light, or perhaps pictures, right? Photograph. You got a very smart person, photographs well, or a loud sound. I'm not telling you from here. You got to figure that one out. Automotive. For this one, I'm not even going to tell you what to underline, but you see your options: photo, auto, bio. When you find the root word in there, and it means self, like an automobile, it's got to have something with doing something on its own, right? So is this a rock slide, a way to measure, or self-moving? Our next one is automatic. Again, find your root word. And what does it mean? Is it relating to fall, to give power, or self-operating? I don't know. 8th graders, if you guys missed this one, I don't know what I'm going to do. But we've been working with biomes for a long time, right? Yeah, you better know this. Again, choose your root word from this list right here. Underline it. Is this a pair of field glasses, like a set of binoculars? Is it a community of living things, like where all the critters are in one area, one habitat? Is it a field of engineering? Think about it. Answer it. Make sure you underline the root and then circle the correct answer. All right, now we've got a set of words here. In fact, we have several words here. We have 12 words in this box. Read the words and then follow the directions. Telephoto, autobus. That's how they say to like get on the car, get in the bus and leave in Spanish. Biofeedback. That's like your results from a heart monitor and stuff. Your biofeedback tells you all about how your body systems are working. Biopsy, biosphere, photoplay, photostat, photocopy, photographer, automation, biological, automat. Okay, these are words that you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with. But write the words with the Greek root that means life. If I look up here, I find life, is bio. I'm going to circle, actually, I'm going to underline the word bio every time I see it. I'm going to bio, 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 bio. Those words I'm going to write right here on this line. You may have to write small, you may have to write carefully, but you can do it. Write small, write carefully, write those 4 words on this line. Biofeedback, biopsy, biosphere, biological. Now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 words with the root that means light. I might recommend you circle those. You circle all the rest of them. That way you don't get confused with which ones to write. And all the words that you circle, write them in here. Then write the words with the Greek root that means self. Self is going to be auto. If you have all the bios underlined, if you have all the photos circled, the only ones left are going to be your autos, right? Yeah. So write all of your auto words like autobus. And then the other 2. There's only 3 words on here. There'll be 3 words there. There will be 5 words here and 4 words here. Okay? I'm not doing it all for you. You guys got to do it. Let's flip our page over. We're going to talk about sequencing. What happens first, second, third, fourth, blah, 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 blah in the story. So we read about making a bird feeder yesterday. And this is sequencing with feeding birds. Maybe not necessarily from your bird feeder, but we'll see. Can you imagine feeding birds right from your hand? Well, here's how you can do that. Begin by attracting birds to your windowsill with a bird feeder like the one described on the last page. Once they become used to feeding there, you're ready to move to the next part of the plan. Get a piece of wood about 2 or 3 feet long and a few inches wide. Put this arm in the sleeve of an old coat or shirt and attach an old glove to the bottom of the thumbtack. Now put the arm out the window over the bird feeder. Close the window to hold it in place. Put some bird seed on the glove every day for a week or so until the birds get used to eating from it. Next, remove the board and put your own arm and hand inside the sleeve and glove. Rest your arm on the windowsill so it doesn't get tired and hold some bird seed in your hand. Be very still. After a few days, the birds will get used to eating from your gloved hand. The next step is to take off that glove and put the seed in your bare hand. You'll have birds feeding out of your hand in no time. I don't know how safe that is. Sometimes birds carry bugs on them. Might have some diseases. So I'm not necessarily recommending this, but it's how you could do it. All right. Let's number the steps in order for getting birds to eat from your hand. Rest your arm on the windowsill and put birdseed in your gloved hand. Hold very still. That doesn't sound like the first piece, does it? No. Make an arm from a piece of wood. Put it inside the sleeve of a coat or shirt and attach an old glove to the bottom. Well, that was one of the first things, but I don't know if it was the very first. When the birds become used to eating from your gloved hand, take off the glove. Nope, that's towards the end. Stick the arm out the window over the bird feeder and put birdseed in the glove. You have to make the arm before you can put it out the window. Put birdseed in your bare hand and wait for the birds to begin to eat from your hand. It's one of our last steps. Start attracting birds to your window with a bird seeder. Let them get used to feeding there. I would probably try that before I made that arm, yeah? Once the birds are used to feeding from the arm you made, put your own hand and arm inside the sleeve and glove. All right, let's go back through this and let's number our steps. Begin by attracting birds to your windowsill with a feeder like the one described on the last page. That will be the first thing we do. Once they become used to feeding there, you're ready to move to the next part of the plan. Get a piece of wood about 2 or 3 feet long and a few inches wide. Put this arm in the sleeve of an old coat or shirt and attach a glove to it. That sounds like the second step. And my pen is starting to die. Now put the arm out the window over the bird feeder. Close the window to hold it in place. Put some birdseed in the glove every day for a week until the birds get used to eating from it. Next, remove the board and put your own arm and hand inside the sleeve and glove. That was 4. This would be 5. Rest your arm on the windowsill to get tired. Blah, 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 blah. Be very still. After a few days, the birds will begin used to eating from your gloved hand. The next step is to take off the glove and put the seed in your bare hand. That'll be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I listed 6 steps, but I've got 7 here. Well, the first thing to do, attract the birds to your windowsill with a bird feeder. Boom, that's number 1. Number 2 that I've got is get a piece of wood and put an old coat, put a glove on the end of it. Okay. I think you guys can go through the rest of these. Like, there's one more step in here that I didn't get. So when you go through here, listing all your stuff, you can label what part goes where. I'm gonna throw this pen away because she gone. It's empty. Okay, you guys do the rest of it on your own. Then I've got more sequencing with caterpillars. For a long time, people believed the caterpillar and the butterfly were 2 unrelated insects. Today, however, we know they're the same creature at different stages of development. This remarkable life cycle begins when the female butterfly lays her eggs, which can number in the hundreds, on a plant that will provide exactly the right food for the caterpillars that will hatch. When a caterpillar hatches, it begins eating right away and continues to eat constantly. Soon it is too big for its skin. The skin splits to allow the caterpillar to crawl out. All right, that sounds gross and painful. This is called molting. Not melting, but molting. The caterpillar may molt as many as 10 times before beginning the next stage of development. During the next stage, called the pupa, there seems to be little activity, but in fact, many changes are taking place inside the caterpillar. The caterpillar finds a place, usually on a twig, and deposits a sticky liquid to form a pad. This liquid acts like glue, holding the caterpillar to the twig. The caterpillar then hangs upside down. The skin molts one final time. Immediately, a hard shell called a chrysalis or cocoon forms around the caterpillar. After 10 to 14 days, the cocoon suddenly bursts open. A few seconds later, a butterfly comes out. At first, its wings are pressed together. Fluid is pumped through hollow veins until the wings are fully expanded. The butterfly spreads its wings to dry and harden them. Then the fluid is withdrawn from the wing veins. The butterfly is now ready to fly. And this should start happening here in the next couple of weeks. Be on the lookout. Right? Springtime is when this starts to happen. Let's number in order the stages of a butterfly's life cycle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps here. A few seconds later, a butterfly comes out. Well, a few seconds later, that must mean there's something going on before it. A hard shell called a chrysalis or cocoon is formed. The female butterfly lays her eggs on a plant. Let's think about that. Let's hang on to that one. The caterpillar's skin splits to allow it to crawl out. The caterpillar eats constantly. The butterfly is now ready to fly. That sounds like it's one of the last steps. After 10 to 14 days, the cocoon suddenly bursts open. Well, they have to make the cocoon first. The caterpillar's skin molts one final time. Fluid fills the butterfly's wings, which then dry and harden. All right, let's go back up here. Read through it. We'll number our stages. This remarkable life cycle begins when the female butterfly lays her eggs, which can number in the hundreds, on a plant that will provide exactly the right food for the caterpillars that will hatch. That will be step 1. When a caterpillar hatches, it begins eating right away and continues to eat constantly. Number 2. Soon it is too big for its skin. The skin splits to allow the caterpillar to crawl out. This is called molting. The caterpillar may molt as many as 10 times before beginning the next stage of development. Does it say that on here? No. Okay. During the next stage, called the pupa, there seems to be little activity, but in fact many changes are taking place inside the caterpillar. The caterpillar finds a place, usually on a twig, and deposits a sticky liquid to form a pad. I don't see that. The liquid acts like a glue holding the caterpillar to the twig. Caterpillar then hangs upside down. The skin molts one final time. I do see that one. Immediately, a hard shell called a chrysalis or cocoon forms around the caterpillar. After 10 to 14 days, the cocoon suddenly bursts open. A few seconds later, a butterfly comes out. At first, its wings are pressed together, so fluid is pumped through the hollow veins in the wings until they're fully expanded. Oh, wait, sorry. Hang on, I forgot about this one. The butterfly spreads its wings to dry and harden them. Then the fluid is withdrawn from the wing veins. The butterfly is now ready to fly. Okay. So starting with all right, sorry. My wife is texting me. The butterfly lays her eggs on a plant. Boom, right there. That's going to be number 1. Now, again, I've got 8 things listed here, or I've got 8 things numbered. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things here. So I might have missed one, So as you're going through reading these, make sure you get them in the right order. Okay? But I trust you guys to do this and to do it right. And see you guys on Friday. All right? If you guys have any questions, Mr. Sallies can help you out with this. He's a good guy. I trust him. All right, y'all. Be good.